Hey guys, so I'm gonna do a updated video on Solak today, Duo Solak tanking. There's been a lot of changes to him since my last video on Duo Solak, and people have been asking for an updated video, so I'm gonna try and give you that. Um, yeah, let's go. Start the kill. Alright, so first thing to note, something different from before. In my old video, I only had 2 mines, now you bring 4. And you do this because you can kill two roots instead of one. You can kill one instantly on spawn, and then you can kill another one when you're coming back around, which I'll show you in this clip. But just so you know, you need four mines for this method. It's not necessarily like a food usage thing, but it could save you food because you don't have to worry as much about the root or whatever. So. Um, but anyways, so go in, place your mines, and you start the kill. And there hasn't been that much change in P1. Uh, P1 has been pretty untouched. Doing a basic DPS rotation. Make sure you Excalibur. Excalibur at the start of the kill is very important because you want it up in the second phase of the kill. One thing I will note that I don't know if it's necessarily like good for saving food, but if you bladed dive to these pads, it will instantly come back up. So if you see in this clip, I bladed dive to it, and then I instantly bladed dive back into my sunshine. So yeah, it's just a tip, I guess, for DPS really. But anyways, basic DPS rotation, not really anything special. This is my first defensive use. Basically, back up a little bit. So I use my second wild magic and a 6 on Solak. So I get 2 wild magics, 2 asphyx on Solak. I use my second wild magic right here in my sunshine. And then I turn to the root, and then I deep impact, and then I rack, and then I use devotion, and then I usually like auto dragon breath, but that time it just died with the auto. So it extends your devotion. And then you can go to this route, you can use Corruption Blast plus whatever threshold you have up, and then, you know, you can usually get the double extended devotion, which is really nice on this phase. If you can get both devotion extends, like, you're really good on food, because it saves so much food, just having that devotion running. And then once you get to this route, there's the third route, you just put your mines down. Like, I have my mines right here, just place them down. Don't even have to worry about it. I will note that if you don't place those mines on the same tick, they won't go off. Only one will. So you will have to finish it. Like, if you notice that you don't place them on the same tick, you're gonna have to kill the root. And also, do not attack this root while you're on the way to it. Like, you see, I intentionally like walk here. I don't attack it, because if you attack it, it goes below 20k HP, and then the mines won't kill it. The mines won't explode at all. So, but anyways, after that, sunshine, fun P1 stuff. Oh, that's pretty bad. But yeah, basically, I don't. This is not really. I really want to make this video about, you know, food usage and whatnot, not necessarily DPS, but DPS has a little bit to do with it, because obviously the faster you phases, the faster or the less damage you take overall, because you're on phases less. But I guess I'll note that I ran my roots and then I took a res. Technically, you have a ton of time to get that res. Like, if you wanted to, you could res right here. But for whatever reason, I didn't feel like it was necessary. Probably because my enhanced devoted was running. And then I sunned, and then roots happened, so I could have, like, you know, you can res right there if you want. Just make sure you res at some point, like around when roots spawn. So you get you know, your HP back up. You're feeling good. I do a lot of soul split flicking now, which is, you know, obviously not too simple, but if you practice it, I promise you, you will get used to it. I mean, I've been practicing quite a bit lately, and it definitely is something that you have to keep at and, you know, keep working at it. You'll get it eventually. But anyways, besides that, so I feel like this is kind of the same as the old method. I didn't fully rewatch the old video, but basically you use devotion whenever he starts attacking fast, which is whenever this first blight bomb explodes. So whenever you see that your partner has a bar above their head, like here, whenever that bar goes full, the bomb explodes, and then that's when you want to use your devotion. It should be coming off cooldown like right around then if you use it um, at the beginning on the route. And it pretty much covers you for his whole like fast attack phase. Sometimes he can get one attack in, but most of the time it'll get all of it. Just make sure that you don't get slept. He usually goes into this arms thing when the second blight bomb is about halfway. Like you can see the second blight bomb right here is halfway. He goes into that. So a lot of tricks with this is like knowing his exact when he's exactly gonna phase and when he's gonna do certain like when he's gonna stop auto attacking and stuff like that. So yeah, obviously like experience is gonna save you so much food if you actually just like, you know, keep doing the boss. You'll save a ton of food. Uh Nothing special here. I guess in this with this method I'm using a melee switch. It's not really necessary. It just speeds up the kill a little bit. But you shouldn't feel obligated to do it. I don't know why I sunned here. Must have misclicked it. I have no idea. But anyways, doesn't matter. Like I said, you don't really need to melee. Just sun like when his arms are showing, and then just wait till the core comes with your sun up, and that's it. Nothing special there. Then you wait. Once you get him to 2.25 mil, he's gonna go back into arms. You have to get him 2.25 mil before his next spec, or he will continue doing specs. But if you get him 2.25 mil, he'll go back into arms after the core, and then yeah, nothing really to show here. Sunshine again on his legs, and then we kill it. Okay, so on to P2. P2 is where it gets kind of interesting. Kind of varies quite a bit from what we used to do with the old method. So get to the southwest side. Instantly vuln this thing. Either you or your partner. Someone has to vuln it, you know. And use a threshold on it or two. And then instantly cleanse. And then take a res right here. I just wanna go back because it went a little bit too fast. So basically, after you use your thresholds on this thing, you want to get on Solak. You see me click on Solak and use like some abilities to get my adren back up. And then once I cleanse, I use res, and then I switch my prayer to soul split, and then I surge. Like all in one motion. And then I get the res, and then I go up. So that res is actually really nice. Yeah, you can actually do that really fast where you can get a shard afterwards, but I didn't in this clip. But Yeah, make sure you can get that res. That res is really nice, and you can res into Surge, since Surge is off global cooldown as long as you use it second. So yeah, make sure you make use of Surge being off global cooldown. Then onto the second eruption, we pretty much just insta-gib it. You instantly like wild magic asphyxiate it, and then it dies. And at this point you'll have one stack, and that's gonna be the max you'll get. Um, so the first time you come up, you'll do 10Ks. The second time, you do 9Ks, and it should die. Obviously, if something goes wrong, you gotta do some other shenanigans, but ideally, you know, you kill it with two going up twice, hitting 10Ks the first time, 9Ks the second time. Obviously, if you can't insta-gib the southeast pillar fast enough, you can cleanse again, but if you're really fast, you can just do that. Just skip the cleansing altogether. Okay, so onto this eruption. You can see I just rezzed here. Basically, you can use like res, and then you can use devotion, and then you can kill the pillar, and it'll extend your devotion. So that's another like extended devotion. Extended devotions are like pretty good in this fight. Like, I mean, obviously, but um, it's important to make use of them where you can. And I also used my Excalibur here. So, Sunshine, the bombs, the dreaded bombs, and my res is back off cooldown, which, yep, I just use it right there, so nice and healthy. So you res on the pillar, and you res when you come over here as soon as you can, basically, if you need that HP. You also have your Excalibur running at this point, so it should be nice and healthy for this next upcoming bit. So the bombs are over. You grab the shield, and at this point you should be full adrenaline. You place your shield, right melee. As soon as this bomb's about to hit, use debilitate. So yeah, the bombs should hit like 900s, and then on the third bomb, use sunshine. That was the third bomb. So the third bomb hit me, I sunshine, and then on the fourth bomb, come outside and res the bomb. So you basically go to full HP off of that. It's really nice. I mean, obviously you go back down, but it doesn't really matter because you can just soul split at this point. So after the fifth bomb, he does one extra auto attack, which he does right here. And then after that auto attack, he's gonna do his arm thing. What arm thing? Okay, so basically on this auto attack, you want to use anticipate because you don't want to get dragged in a duo. It's a 50-50 chance to get dragged. You don't want to get dragged. And I'm using like Soul Split plus like I just use Asphyxiate. I'm gonna wild magic here, so yeah, you can get like a ton of HP off your Soul Split here. In your Sunshine that you used mid bombs, so. And then, the usual, just devotion this. You can throw a shard while you're up there, and you can vuln it if you want to, because you don't get usage out of your sunshine there, so you might as well just throw a shard while you're up there and vuln it if it's not already vulned. But yeah, so now we're on to this part where we get the rain or the bombs. Do the debil thing again. Debil the first three. Make sure you debil with no staff, by the way. Should have mentioned that, but no, I did. So res the fourth bomb, go back in for the fifth bomb, and then if it's not phased by then, you basically just have to cade the hurricane. But ideally, you don't get the hurricane, so yeah. So once we get to P3, we instant cleanse. And then I usually bleed it here and then sunshine. Sunshine near the second rune. I usually use that patch of flowers to know like where to stand. Like usually you wait at Merethiel until he's like near you, and then you move to that flower patch, and then you just, you know, go ham with your Sunshine. Also, I want to note that you should um, use, you should see, I use Asphyxiate here first instead of Wild Magic. Because you're going to need to use Asphyxiate again, and it won't be off cooldown if you use it second. Well, you don't technically need to, but you'll see what I mean. So, we're on the second rune now. We're still in our Sunshine placement. At this point, once you get to the second rune, or like maybe one or two autos after, you can use this Anticipate, and he's going to do this attack, right, where he stuns you, and that's when you Asphyxiate. And that's why I do Asphyxiate first, so I don't have to use like Impact or Deep Impact. I mean, obviously, if you can coordinate your partner stunning, that might be better, but, you know, you don't need to depend on your partner that way, so. Yeah, and then you just get to full HP. I took a res right there, and I switched to melee. This is where it's going to differ if you're not bringing a melee switch, but I guess I'll go over the melee rotation. So you start with a freedom, because assuming you had mutated bard, you start with a freedom, I guess, because that you want it to proc. And you Zerk, barge, and, you know, do all of the damages. Use the flanking switch, assault destroy. You can get them pretty dang low, you know? So, after that, I've gone back and forth between bringing him to this rune and this rune. Like, because when you go into the realm, this rune is partially charged when you come out, but it doesn't really matter because you're probably going to end up waiting anyways. So you can go, honestly, I would probably just continue going this rune, but yeah, just make sure that your partner knows if you're going to go to this rune, because it's kind of confusing if you're going this way and then you suddenly cut this way. But anyways, you're going to come out. As soon as the bomb hits, he's going to use his stun. So be ready for that and stun him. And then Sunshine again. Oh, he's not on the rune. And yeah. Oh, also another thing about P3 is this is a flanking. His positioning is based on where he's looking, so this is 100% a flank. So yeah, you should take advantage of that. I don't know why I didn't flank there, but I should have picked a better video. But anyways, you know, make sure you take advantage of that flank. And almost all of P3 for me is just like res switching. I don't really use devotion that much anymore, but you definitely can. And if you need to, you can even use Excalibur, you know. So there's a lot of options for P3. P3 is not that tough if you're good at soul split flicking, and you know when to res. Just make sure you don't res when you shouldn't, basically, because then you just won't get your res, like I did right here. Wow, okay, well that's a good example of not when to take a res. Okay, so basically my partner got the bomb. I should freedom here, but I rezzed. I don't know if that was a misclick or what. And since I did that, I don't get my res because he does his animation where he's slamming the ground or whatever. But yeah, so we go in, kill Erethdor, and that's P3. So yeah, it's a little bit it's a little different. I like the changes to Solak. They're pretty interesting. I've been enjoying Solak a lot lately, but it's a little, you got to get used to DPSing instead of just tanking, which was the old method. So it's a big difference with the old method. Um, and then you get to P4, and it's pretty much the same as it used to be. You Net Instinct into meta. I don't know what I used to use. Probably some suboptimal stuff. But now I use Corruption Blast into Dragon Breath into Flanking Switch. Use a flank. And then Wild Magic Asphyxiate. And then Dragon Breath. And then if I have time, I usually wait to use Corruption Blast. I didn't there. I just instantly popped my I just like, as long as you can put like a bleed on it, because then the bleed will tick down while you're inside of the realm, you know. Good usage of bleeds. So uh since I didn't have Corruption Blast, I could have waited honestly for Corruption Blast. So like I use like my whole uh what's it called? Meta, and then I use one ability and then go into the realm. Frame Mage, Corroming Switch, Shield. First ability Chain, Reflect. And then I grab some of them. After I grab some of them, I use Devotion. And yeah, I mean, if you are struggling with like DPS, or you know, like you can't get your P4 down, I would recommend trying to get lucky, I guess. Like if you come into the realm and you Corroming Switch and you tag like 5 of them, and then you instantly reflect, and then you get an enhanced Devo proc, you should like wait that enhanced Devo proc out, you know? And then you should go into your devotion. And then after your devotion is ended, you can go into your Cade. Um but yeah, so this kill I used 1 brew flask, and what is that, 2 doses. So yeah, if you can actually master this rotation, you barely use any food and you're still doing a decent amount of DPS. Like I said, this is not for speed. This is more for like saving food. So yeah, I think that's about it. So if you have any questions, you know, you could leave a comment, or you can come in my stream and ask me. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.